And then in Australia, we got Tim Tszyu fighting Joey Spencer. Okay. Undercard on there. Not if you're not from Australia or don't follow Australian boxing very closely, the undercard may not tantalize you all that much. I'm gonna watch it because I watch everything and I love it. But honestly, I hadn't heard of most of these guys, and I've heard of everybody. But so Tim Tszyu's fighting Joey Spencer, and that's gonna happen on Sunday in Australia, which means I think the main event is gonna be the ring walks are gonna be 10 p.m. Central Saturday for us. So normal boxing time. Odd that they have to fight at 11 a.m. on Sunday in Australia, but they have a different culture than we do or whatever. As far as the importance of it all, Tim's coming back from that terrible knockout, back-to-back loss, one loss from Fundora, which was a good close fight, bloodiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And then getting mowed down, can we say mowed down by Bakram Mirzayev? And that was rough to watch, and it made me worry about him. But he believes in himself. I believe in him. I think that everybody can get caught. And it's the same way I feel, like, not to get on a sidetrack, but AJ Dubois, once you get caught good the first time, everything you do after that, you can't really be blamed for, even if it was a bad game plan. And it was, and he paid for it. I think he learned that lesson. The dude he's fighting, Joey Spencer, if you're not familiar with him, he was on the rise a while back, took a loss to Jesus Ramos. It was he got dropped pretty hard in the first round. I think he made it 7 or 8 rounds, got stopped TKO. Jesus Ramos is a beast, so nothing wrong with him there. But Joey Spencer's style he's the American version of Tim Tszyu. I think this is going to be an incredibly fun matchup. It's basically Tim Tszyu fighting Tim Tszyu. One had an American dad, one had an Australian mom, and then like the parent trap right in the middle. I don't know. I'm excited for it. You got anything to say about that?
Yeah, card? That's hilarious. That's absolutely wild that you made that fucking reference. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, yeah, like you said, I'm kind of sad for Tim Tszyu, especially how he went out his last 2 fights. I think that fight with Fundora took a lot out of him, or I worry that it's took a lot out of him. I think it probably did, which is very sad because, definitely one of the best fighters in the world, and he just caught an elbow, which made him take a million punches from, however tall Fundora is, and he's got pop, and you're fighting a guy on short notice who's way taller than you, and he's got pops, and you can't fucking see. Like that's just a bad night, and I really think it seeped over into his next fight, which, yeah, like you said, he got absolutely washed. He got hurt early, but what worries me is he didn't make any adjustments. He didn't really seem like he knew where he was, and that might just because he got hit so hard, but it might also just be because his mind isn't like it used to be, or he's just irresponsible when he gets hurt. But it was just sad to watch.
All equally likely.
Yeah, it was sad to watch him try to still bang when he didn't have his legs under him. Looked like he would get up and look at his corner like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you got knocked down. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully he comes out looking like the old Tim Tszyu, and like you said, it's a banger. We can get a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think how much the Fundora fight took out of him, and I think it was like 7 pints of blood. Anyway, I know, honestly, I want him to do well. I appreciate him. I appreciate what he does for the sport, and I really just love his style, which is, kind of caveman of me, but I got to back the dude. Him and Virgil Ortiz are like 2 peas in a pod, just like, let's go get them. It doesn't matter who, doesn't matter when, let's do it. And you have to give those guys grace when they take some losses, because that's going to happen when you're challenging yourself constantly. But Absolutely. Elsewhere, also, up from Australia, left of Kazakhstan, and then across the Atlantic from us is going to be Joyce fighting Filip Hrgovic. It's supposed to be Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte dropped out. Now he's fighting Hrgovic. I hate this fight for him. When it was Whyte, I was all for it, but Hrgovic is a monster. Losing to Dubois doesn't mean you're shot. Same way with like losing to Zhang twice, and also losing to Derek Chisora kind of means you should probably think about where you're at. But I want Joe Joyce to prove himself. He's another one of my favorite dudes. He got here super late in the pros. He has taken more damage than anybody in that short amount of time he's been here. And he walked through damn near all of it until he didn't. But now that he's back, I'm a little worried. But, I mean, you can do fight math all day. Hrgovic beat Zhang. Zhang beat Joyce. Joyce beat Dubois. Dubois beat Hrgovic. Whatever, however you want to split it up or whatever. But I don't think it's an even fight. I think it heavily favors Hrgovic. I don't want that to be true, and I want Joe Joyce to come out victorious, and I want him to eat the same punches that he used to eat, and I want him to be a stand there, solid like the Rock of Gibraltar, like he used to. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. And that's, I mean, I'm not going to cover the undercard on that one. But how do you feel about Joe Joyce, Filip Hrgovic, or any thoughts, I should say?
Yeah, I don't like that fight for Joe Joyce either. I think Hrgovic is a little bit too fast for him. And if Joyce's chin is permanently cracked, as it seems like it is, since Zhang zanged him, I think this is going to be a bad night for him. I don't think he should be fighting fighters that are particularly faster than him. Not like there's a long list of fighters that aren't. If there's a fighter that's faster than him that can actually crack a little bit, I think it's a bad night for him, because from what I remember and from what I know, he used to walk through guys. He used to walk through their punches and land his own and eventually get you out of there if he can. Now he's getting knocked down by guys like Dillian White, who are clearly on the end of his career, like you said.
Derek Chisora.
Derek Chisora, yeah. Derek Chisora. So like, I don't know if this is a good fight for him. Obviously, you know, he shouldn't have turned down the fight like the last minute replacement or anything like that. But like I agree. I don't like the fight for him, but it'd be nice to see him come out straight juggernaut, get him out of there with one big slow punch. But we'll see.
I really hope so, and it's unfortunate that you don't want people that much faster than him, because he is literally the slowest guy I have ever seen do anything in the ring, and that was part of the appeal. Is like, you got a couple minutes to see if that bad boy is going to land, and you see the trajectory is right, the yaw is good. I don't know. I hope the best for him. I love the dude as a fan. I don't know him personally, of course, but then also a heavyweight. Back here, across the pond. Now we're in America, Las Vegas to be precise. You got my boy Richard Torrez Jr., whom I don't actually know personally, but I feel like I do because I care about his career so much. Stepping up in a major way and fighting Guido Vianello. I don't know if you know much about Guido Vianello. He's a beast. He lost a split to Efe Ajagba, who's formidable, and hurt Efe a few times, like bad. Yeah. His jab is remarkable for somebody who got a late start the way that he did. He took a loss to Jonathan Rice a little bit earlier than that. It was like a cut that got out of hand, and he lost the fight that way. I don't think he would have lost to Jonathan Rice any other way. At least not that Jonathan Rice, as we learned. There are two now, at least two. But as far as the matchup, man, like, this is going to tell us a ton about Richard Torrez. This is what we've all been waiting for. Where's he at in the heavyweight division? So when it comes to Vianello, we know roughly what his level is. It's about the same as Efe Ajagba's, more or less. What we don't know that about Richard Torrez. We know he can beat Curtis Harper. That doesn't say a ton. We know he can beat that Gutierrez. That doesn't say anything at all. So this is going to be a good one for us Richard Torrez fans to let him prove to the world, at least that he's this level. There's more to go. There's higher to climb. And I honestly believe in him. I think he's got the skills to pay the bills. But if he has any holes in his game, Guido Vianello is going to be capable of finding those holes and taking advantage of it. The dude can punch, man. And he's not a dumb boxer. You know, he's a smart boxer. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. Do you have any thoughts on that particular matchup?
No, I'm excited for it. I like Richard Torrez. I'm really excited to see him against the upper echelons guys. I think Efe Ajagba is a great fight for him. I'd like to see that very much. And if Top Rank is willing to roll the dice and risk it for the biscuit, go ahead and go ahead and put him in there with Jared Anderson next. And I mean that risk factor for both guys. Like, you got two of your potential heavyweight stars going up against each other. It's kind of a lose-lose situation for them as far as the trajectory of one of these heavyweights, but you might fuck around and get a great fight. And they might, there's a small chance that they might both end up being great, and they have great fights, and then they both become champions, and then they have to unify again later on down the line. Who knows? But yeah, I'll be watching for sure, because I'm very interested in seeing what Richard Torres' ceiling is.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. It's Richard Torres' small size at heavyweight. Because the skills are obviously there, but he's very small for a heavyweight. And we've talked about that almost ad nauseum. But Canelo's 6'6". He's the size of these big heavyweights, and he's not just some chump like the other big guys Richard Torres has fought before. So we're going to get to see how does he react to an actual heavyweight that actually has skill, that actually can punch. I don't know. I'm excited for it. We got the co-main, I think, is Lindolfo Delgado versus Elvis Rodriguez, which is a pretty interesting matchup. Abdullah Mason is stepping up to Carlos Ornelas. Abdullah Mason's always worth watching. He just keeps getting better. He's got skills to pay bills. Probably one of the more promising young guys in the sport right now.
Didn't he get hurt his last fight?
He did. He got dropped. And then he came back, and then he dropped that dude.
Yeah.
He showed
he had grit at the very least. And if you got skills and you got grit and you got a little bit of pop, I like you. I like where you can go, especially such a young guy. Yeah, I like seeing him step up. Let's see what he got, man.
Yeah, I agree. And then also on that same card, you got Albert Gonzalez. You may know him as Chop Chop Gonzalez. He's fighting Dana Coolwell. Don't know anything about Dana Coolwell other than if I'm not mistaken, he's from Australia, and his name is cool. Literally, whatever. Yeah, Chop Chop Gonzalez has been fun so far. I don't have any indication as to where he is or what he's going to be or anything like that, but he's one of these cats that is working their way up the undercard right now. The bar has been pretty exciting, so I think he's worth watching as well. But that's pretty much the whole top rank card.
Eagle on the track.